at Nyhavn, the most picturesque location of Copenhagen, Denmark. So you can see a set of colorful houses. जिसके पीछे a boat goes and it's a very scenic location. Like canal goes through all, and the architecture as a whole for the city is very beautiful. And just look at this scene; it's unbelievable and so beautiful. Awesome.
To happen. So I hope you just all hear me the first time I say it. Yeah, and we start our tour today in Nyhavn, which you know. So you really have to be careful now and remain seated. Did you get that? The lowest bridge of the ride is coming up, so you have to remain seated. Thank you.
With the tide or not?
Yes, sometimes. Yeah, Nyhavn is split up in two parts. We have the sunny side of Nyhavn on your left-hand side and the shadowy side on your right-hand side. Fun fact, the sunny side actually used to be called the dirty side of Nyhavn because this is where the sailors used to hang out back in the day until the 1980s when the government decided to completely restore this area. But back in the day, it was filled with dirty bars, prostitution, and favorite place in Copenhagen. It's actually really true what I'm telling you. This is the Royal Playhouse, a big theater from 2008. And up until I turned 25, I had a subscription for that theater, which was the same fee as for a Netflix subscription, where I could go unlimited to the theater. So another part of the Royal Theatre is the opera. You see it here? The opera was actually criticized for being too exclusive, only used by people who could afford a fur and high heels and expensive purses, and therefore the opera wasn't inclusive, used by every part of the Danish population. Here you can visit the last Danish submarine called the Seal. It took part in the Iraq War last, in 2003. And you could also visit the beautiful old mast crane, kind of the landmark of this museum. Or you could also visit the frigate Snap, which is the grey naval boat. And funnily enough, this boat is not known for that many positive things. It's actually mostly known for accidentally firing a rocket into a summer house area in Zealand. It completely destroyed one house and many trees around it. And she got her head stolen only twice, and also an arm once. So you're really quite lucky you'll be seeing her in one piece today. She was a present from the son of the Carlsberg Brewery founder, Carl Jacobsen, who fell in love with a ballet dancer and wanted to get a statue made of her. She didn't want to model. All around the world in big new containers. Gas used to be the biggest company in Denmark until a pharmaceutical company, Novo Nordisk, came up with a weight loss medication called Wegovy or Ozempic. This pharmaceutical company is now also the biggest company in Europe, I think. So it is really hard to compete with that. Big mass. That was back in the 18th century. Shortly after it became a royal residence, it had the king's castle burned down. But yeah, you can see that no one of the royal family are home because their flags haven't been hoisted upon the palace in which they live. Normally the king lives in the palace to the right, and the former queen, Queen Margaret, lives in the one to the left. Yeah, but I don't know where they are today. The church in the background is called Marble Church. This church has one of the largest domes in all of Europe. But it was supposed to be a lot bigger actually, if it weren't for the fact that they had run out of money. The whole project of building this place was from the architect Nikolai Eichel, who wanted to build the biggest dome in the world with this church belonging to this palace. And yeah, they just ran out of money. Made out of paper, but out of real buildings. But it is a place where we used to store paper printing press. Of course, we don't read as many printed papers anymore. So now we had room to build some more apartments for Copenhagen. And yeah, they're actually really expensive, which is kind of debatable. But yeah, the most expensive apartment costs around 3. You can go street food kitchen up the bridge on your right hand side, closer by than the one we have in Red, which you saw earlier. And still just as good, but also just as expensive. Sorry about that, we're still in Copenhagen. The bridge. Now we're in one of my favorite areas of the city. This is Christian's Harbor, named after its founder, King Christian IV, 400 years ago. He was inspired by his favorite city in Europe, and you might be able to guess which city was the inspiration for this area. But I will just let you see it for a moment. You're allowed to stand up here if you want to take a closer look. I think it's just as idyllic as Nyhavn. That's just my opinion, I guess. You're allowed to stand up if you want to. Have any Dutch people with us today? You might have been able to have seen it. And also on your left hand side you now see an old hospital of the Danish Navy called Søkvæsthuset. Søkvæsthuset. I find it a really funny name in Danish. Søkvæsthuset means the house for the people who got really badly injured at sea. So it kind of explained what happened inside. They tried to fix the people who got badly hurt at sea. It's today it is a hotel and a really cool one called KSHMAY'S, which sometimes rents our boat to take their guests singing. So if you hear a singing boat, it might be the guests of this hotel. And they also do this typical common eating thing we have in Denmark, where we eat at long tables with strangers. And ready. It's nice exercise to take a walk up the tower, but it's also very nice exercise to try and grab a photo of the tower. So you have to start somewhere, right? Please remain ready with your cameras. Look to your left. Now. Nice, right? Really good exercise. Now we're in a quiet zone. The circles encourage us to stop for a moment instead of always rushing in a straight line from A to B. It's actually physically impossible to walk in a straight line over the bridge, and I like that very much, very much. Also, I'm always in a rush, so I like to be encouraged to take a step back sometimes and enjoy just the harbor. Yeah, and behind it you see the beautiful diamond. And you're really lucky group because the diamond isn't always shining as it is right now. The facade tilts towards the harbor front, so it reflects everything that's made out of stone from Denmark from 2001. And it actually doesn't get more beautiful than that. I am always kind of amazed by it. Actually, here late at night you also see how the lights are turned on, and then you can see through the entire building, and then it looks even more like a diamond, which I also like very much. The diamond is an extension of the Royal Library. I do many essays inside for the university. On your right hand side you see the Danish Parliament building, Christiansborg. This is a castle from 1928, and yeah, this version of the castle burned down 3 times. So yeah, it is not that old actually. Christiansborg houses the Danish Parliament and the Supreme Court, but it also used to be the royal residence until it burned down the first time. The Castle's where the ferry to Sweden used to go from before we had a ferry connecting Denmark, before we had a bridge connecting Denmark to Sweden. So you could take the ferry to Malmö from there. would connect many different parts of the world in a small space with this garden. And inside there's a really beautiful cafe with big glass walls, so it feels like you're sitting in the middle of the garden outside while being inside. So if you're included in the price, they get some peace and quiet as well. And just after the next bridge, I will therefore turn off the microphone for just a couple of minutes. It won't be for long this time. Area occupied by the hippies in the 1970s. They then created their own community with kindergartens and their own little circles of the flag of Christiania. And some say that is his small protest against this rich capitalist man. Now the last bit of the ride is coming up. We sailed on it once, you can do it again. I warned you in the beginning, it's very hard. I also had to sit down because, funnily enough, mostly the guides get hurt. So, yeah, please be careful. Okay, thank you so much for joining us on the first ride of the day. I fear you might have gotten the most beautiful ride because of the shining diamond and all the sunshine in the canal. Please come back soon, then you can enjoy your stay here. Thank you so much. On behalf of myself and our cast. Thank you. You're welcome to leave a small tip if you like it, but you don't have to do that, of course. And please remain seated until we tell you that it's safe to leave the boat. Thank you.
ये है लिटिल मरमेड स्टैचू. Most definitely the most popular spot of Copenhagen. देखो कितना भीड़ है just to have a photo with her. The story I'll Google it and let you know. The guy told me something that King married some very dancer and he made her this और इसका हर साल कुछ ना कुछ चोरी होता रहता है. कभी the head, कभी the arms and everything. तो इसको बहुत बार बना rebuild करना पड़ता है. So it's so famous that it's continuously being stolen. बाकी I'll let you know. वहाँ से check करके. But by editing this video. And yeah, see this. The weather is helping. Islo mein nahi help kiya tha, but yeah, today. तो अभी हम लोग आए हैं एक जगह जिसका नाम है कैस्टलेट। ये एक कासर या फिर कुछ छोटा सिटी टाइप है, लाइक मोहल्ला पुराने ज़माने का। ये लिटिल मरमेड के पास ही है, जिस बड़े से गार्डन स्लैश बीच में लिटिल मरमेड है। सॉरी बाल ज़्यादा ठीक कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वही टोपी पहन पहन के बाल का थोड़ा स्थिति ख़राब हो गया सुबह से। अभी थोड़ा ठीक लग रहा है। यहाँ सब देख पा रहे हैं, आर्किटेक्चर इज़ गुड। कोपेनहेगन जनरल बहुत सुंदर है, जितना अभी तक देखें बहुत सुंदर है। अभी बज रहा है 1:33। फिर returning bus at 9:45, so we will wrap it up around 8. Yeah, come show you उस साइड करके। बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग प्लेस है ये, अमेलियनोबर्ग पैलेस करके, लाइक यहाँ पे किंग्स रहते हैं। यूजुअली वो वाइट वाला पोस्ट देख पा रहे हो, अगर वहाँ पे फ्लैग हॉइस्ट होता है तो मतलब उस समय किंग या क्वीन जो है यहाँ के उस समय पैलेस में रिसाइड कर रहे होते हैं। अभी वो लोग नहीं है, इसीलिए बस ये जो मेन पैलेस है उस पर ही रहता है, वरना एक ये वाला किंग क्वीन का है और ये वाला किंग का है, इसमें अलग अलग रहते हैं करके, या फिर जो भी है इनका 2 पैलेस है। तो चौराहा टाइप में एक स्क्वायर टाइप है, तो सीधे जाते हो तो ये बहुत फेमस का चर्च आता है। चर्च के बारे में कहानी बता रहे थे कि इसका जो डोम है वो और ऊपर करने वाले थे, लेकिन फिर पैसा वैसा ख़त्म हो गया इनके पास। इधर जस्ट हो गया है, तो अभी इधर से था कि वो था लिटिल मरमेड का स्टैचू था। इधर जाओगे तो तुमको मिलेगा ओपेरा हाउस, और इधर कैसे नाई हेवन था। लाइक चारों डायरेक्शन में मेन मॉन्यूमेंट्स हैं करके इनके। तो लाइक दिस इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्क्वायर हियर। लेट्स कंटिन्यू टू फ्री टाउन क्रिश्चियनिया। लेट्स गो। Amsterdam or Copenhagen city style is very same. यहाँ भी we can see there are too many bicycles in Amsterdam was like known as city of bicycles, क्योंकि सब लोग bicycle पे ही transport करते हैं। And see यहाँ भी इतने सारे canals and bridges हैं। In fact the guide on the boat also has told us that the city is mostly inspired from Amsterdam, and I can see it in every alley of it, because you go everywhere and you can relate places, and yeah, I can. It's almost nearly the same, if not full. But anyways, it's too beautiful. So now we are going to Christian Heaven. So we go to that road, and this beautiful set of houses that you can see this side as well. I think might work because see the houses from here. इसको बोलते हैं हम लोग द डायमंड, क्योंकि ये जो बीच में है इसमें वाटर बहुत सुंदर रिफ्लेक्ट होता है। सुबह में अगर वीडियो में देखे होगे कैनाल क्रूज वाला में, देन बहुत सुंदर चमक रहा था। इवन द गाइड वाज लाइक यू गाइस आर वेरी लकी, आजकल मौसम ख़राब था एंड सुबह सुबह लाइक सन वाज शाइनिंग, सो गॉट अ वेरी गुड व्यू। इसमें भी नहीं चमक रहा है, देखो कल बहुत शांत है क्योंकि सनलाइट डायरेक्ट नहीं पड़ रहा है। सुबह में बिल्कुल डायरेक्ट सनलाइट पड़ रहा था। और ये एक शिप जैसा शेप है, ब्रिज है, सुंदर है। जा रहे हैं ब्लैक डायमंड के टॉप पे, जहाँ से बोलते हैं ग्रैंड व्यू मिलता है। ग्रैंड व्यू नाम ही है उसका। वी आर गोइंग टू 6th फ्लोर। तो ये ब्लैक डायमंड लाइब्रेरी था, बहुत ही बड़ा, बहुत विशाल, 6 फ्लोर था। और 6 फ्लोर से उधर का व्यू अच्छा भी मिल जाता है। बहुत सुंदर था, ये बोर्ड से भी दिखाई दे आपको, तो या ठीक है गैस अंदर से भी अच्छा ही होगा। द आर्किटेक्चर इज़ वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड एंड या अंदर पूरा इट इज़ वर्थ, फ्री है, बेस्ट। ठंडी है। लाइक इस स्ट्रीट का नाम है स्टोरगेट। यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा भीड़ रहता है क्योंकि सारा शॉपिंग खाने का सब इसी जगह में। सुबह में देख रहे होगे कितना खाली था, बट अभी देखो खचाखच भरा हुआ है। हम लोग जा रहे हैं राउंड टावर की तरफ। इसको बोलते हैं राउंड टावर। यहाँ से व्यू के लिए देखो बहुत लंबा लाइन है। सो विल skip this because it's a very big line inside as well. ऊपर से लाइक सिटी का व्यू मिलेगा करके. But for our excuse, we already got some very best views using the canal cruise. So we will not be going this more. Yeah. ये रोजनबर्ग कासल है और ये इतना बड़ा गार्डन है. इसको बोलते हैं किंग्स गार्डन्स. किंग्स. ये कुछ होगा फोर्ट कासल. ये रोजनबर्ग. वहाँ एंट्री दे नहीं रहा, लगता किसी को कोई दिख नहीं रहा इसलिए. वो एंट्रेंस है. गार्ड्स दिख रहे हैं वहाँ पे. वो गार्ड्स एंड दैट इज द मेन कासल. अब क्लाउडी हो रहा है मौसम थोड़ा, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं. फॉर द एंटायर डे वी हैड अ फन. इतने ठंड के बावजूद भी मौसम अच्छा था, सो बहुत मन लगा. Now we are going to at a last two stops. It's called Norebro and some cemetery is there. Let's go.
Kopenhagen nacisko ułożona, a tam jest taki rozpięty podobnie.
So guys, I have come to Nijmegen for like एक बार जाने से पहले to show you. यहीं से मैंने लिया था टिकट अपना for 92 kronas or around 750 rupees. It was worth it for 1 hour and weather held. I couldn't be like luckier today. Took the first ride and it was like the most beautiful views. Even the guide told that. And रात में कुछ ऐसा लगता है with all hotels set up and everything. Thank you guys एक और जर्नी में जुड़ने के लिए मेरे साथ. And I'm happy now to have completed my 5th country, Denmark. Starting from Sweden, then Norway, then Paris, then Amsterdam, then France, Netherlands and now Denmark. So अच्छा सफ़र था ये भी. Good weekend. End of week 7, 5 more weeks to go. And soon I will be trying to cover some other bigger countries and आपको उससे कनेक्ट करवाऊँगा. Hope you enjoyed it. मुझे कोपेनहेगन बहुत अच्छा लगा. आई होप आपको भी वैसा ही लगा हो. एंड या सी यू देन विद सम नाइट शॉट्स. दिस इज क्षितिज मयंक एंड थैंक यू फॉर ट्यूनिंग इनटू माय ब्लॉग.